In this video, I'm going to show you how to self-host n8n on a completely free cloud server. For those who don't know, n8n is an open source automation platform similar to Make.com and Zapier. Since it is an open source platform, you can run n8n locally on your own PC or you can host it on your own server. In this video, we are going to focus on how to self-host n8n on our own cloud server. So let's get started. I found two cloud platforms where you can host n8n for free. First is the Google Cloud. Now Google Cloud offers a free tier in which we can access E2 micro instance for free as long as the usage is within the limits. And these are the free tier limits. You can use E2 instance from one of the following regions. Your usage should not exceed 750 hours per month. You also get a 30 GB of persistent storage which will keep your data intact even if the instance restarts or if something goes wrong. Second is AWS. Now AWS also provides a free tier for 12 months which includes 82 micro instance which has a similar usage limits to Google Cloud, and it also provides a 30 GB of persistent storage. For both the platforms you need to create an account and add the billing information. They will charge you $1 or $2 which will be refunded back to you. These free tiers are great for anyone who is just starting with n8n or who wants to run any lightweight automation workflows. Alright, so first we are going to see how to deploy n8n on AWS server. Now once you have created your AWS account, go into consoles and search for EC2. Now select instances and then click on launch instance. Now give the desired name to your instance. Now select any Linux based OS. I am selecting Ubuntu. Keep rest of the setting as it is. Now create a new key pair, give the name and click on create. I am not creating as I have already created it beforehand. In network setting, make sure all the three options are selected and from the drop down select anywhere. For the storage you can select up to 30 GB, but I will keep it to default for 8 GB as I have already created an instance for 30 GB. On the right side you can see all the limitation for the free tier. Now click on launch instance. Give a couple of minutes and your instance will be launched. Okay, so our instance was successfully launched. Now click on your instance ID and then click on connect. Make sure you are on EC2 instance connect and then click on connect. Now this is going to connect you to your instance. Now I have created a GitHub project in which we have a readme file. All you need to do is execute each command one by one. So what we are going to do is, first we are going to install Docker, then we are going to start n8n in the Docker, then we are going to install Nginx, next we are going to configure Nginx. Once Nginx is configured, then we are going to start the Nginx server and then we are going to test Nginx, and finally we are going to set up SSL using certbot. So let's get started. Okay, so before you execute the command to start n8n, please make sure you change your .domain with your actual domain or your subdomain. If you don't have a domain, please use the public IP of your instance. You can get the public IP from here, or you can also find it from here. For me, I am using a Hostinger domain, so I will create a new subdomain within my main domain. Make sure you create an A record, give it a name, and make sure to point it to your instance public IP. Now we are going to install Nginx. Okay, so we are going to create a new configuration file using nano. Same thing for the Nginx configuration. Make sure you change the yourdomain.com with your actual domain or your subdomain. To exit out from your nano file, press Ctrl X, then Y, and then enter. Now we are going to start Nginx and we are going to test the Nginx. As you can see, Nginx has been successfully tested. Now we are going to install certbot. Here also change this with your actual domain. Now give an email address. And accept all the terms and conditions. Now this will grant us the SSL certificate. Okay, so I had an issue where I was not able to get an SSL certificate. So in my subdomain, I have two subdomain with the same name and they were pointing to two different instances. So I need to delete one instance. Once I have done that, I was able to successfully get an SSL certificate. So now I can access this link. So as you can see, we have successfully deployed n8n on AWS server. Next we are going to see how to deploy n8n on Google Cloud. Okay, so for Google Cloud, I am going to show you how to launch the E2 instance and the rest of the steps will be similar. Once you have created the Google Cloud account, go into consoles and search for Compute Engine. Click on enable. Once the compute engine is enabled, you will be directed to this page. Now click on create instance. Now we need to make sure that we are within this limit. So we need to select one of the following region. Make sure it's E2. From the machine type, select E2 macro. Now go into OS and storages and change the disk type to standard persistent disk and change the size from 10 GB to 30 GB. In networking, make sure you check mark all the three options. Now click on create. Give it a couple of seconds and your instance will be launched. Okay, so your instance has been launched. Now click on connect. Alright, so you are now connected to your instance. Now rest of the steps are similar to AWS. You need to execute all the commands one by one. And if you don't have the domain name, you can use this external IP as the public IP. For this. Okay, so now you are connected to your instance. Now all you need to do is execute all the commands from the readme file. In case you don't have your domain and you are using the public IP, for Google Cloud, the public IP is the external IP. And the rest of the steps are the same. You just need to execute each command one by one.